But let's just touch on the Arts then. Arts man, Alexander Isak tore Arts man a new.
I know, you watch.
It wasn't even just him, was it? It was.
I will say
entire
that
team,
is
really. Mate.
Saliba's worst performance
Ever
in an Arsenal shirt ever.
Yeah, sadly, they were both pretty poor. Like, Gabriel wasn't great either.
Yeah.
Everyone had a poor game.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
I am surprised by how poor they were. I think that's an out of character
Not against
performance
us,
by
it's not
some of
out
the
of
players.
character.
It is the way that it is.
They actually have.
No, but
you have a
Lewis-
5-0 aggregate with those in three games this
No,
season.
results aside, that's the worst they've ever played against. That's the worst I've seen Arsenal
Like
play in a
people talk
long
about Saliba
time.
and Gabriel, it's like the best, arguably one of the best partnerships in world football.
I don't think it's their fault. I think they
And they
just happened to
played
come against
terribly.
Isak, who is the best player.
It wasn't
it's not
just
just
Isak,
that.
though. It wasn't just... They were all like...
Isak played out of
We
his
did
skin.
we did the same to like Isak did that to Van Dijk. He'll have off
Yeah, he
games
did,
sometimes,
to
but
be
he did
fair.
that to Van
He did,
Dijk
to be
as well.
fair.
He
He just
fucking
didn't.
Nah, he
did
smashed
do
it
it.
top bins, man.
He didn't
Mate,
do that
he
to
sat Van Dijk down
You know what?
throughout that entire game.
I saw this argument on Twitter, actually. Today's episode of Pitchside is brought to you by our friends over at Super 6, and it's a rollover. This weekend on Super 6, the jackpot stands at a whopping £750,000. That is £750,000, and you could be the one that wins it. If it's not won, it will roll over one more time and be the whopping £1 million next week. So get over to the app, simply predict 6 correct scores, and the jackpot could be yours. You also compete against myself, Reeve, and Tom, and even Lewis in the official Pitchside Super 6 Mini League. Use the code PTCH24 to join, and we'll also be giving away a £100 classic football shirt voucher every single round. It's super simple. Just predict your 6 scores, enter your golden goal, hit submit, and you're all set. Follow the link in the description down below to sign up now. I can't lie, he actually
Therefore,
did
perfectly
that with Van
He
Dijk.
turned him the once for the goal, and it was a great goal, but he didn't do... The way... What he did to Saliba and Gabriel the other day is not what he did to Van Dijk.
You know,
fucking
it's
walked
actually
them
a crime in many countries what he did to Saliba and Gabriel.
What's the crime? You can't say.
He did it
They're
to Van
just
der Ven when he was in his
hyperexposed
top
to him,
form
weren't
as
they?
well.
He did twist Van der Ven up, yeah.
That's what he does, man. He's hard
But,
to deal with.
we're not-
How did he do against Fulham and mighty...
Well, actually, Tom, you've got a fine coming your way, mate.
oh, no.
Contradiction. Oh, actually,
not
Lewis
for
might
the
have been
45
right
minutes
all
late.
along. Isak might actually be the best player ever.
That isn't what I said.
It fucking
again,
basically
it's not
was.
like you to lie about what was said.
Also, you don't have to do an accent of yourself when you talk
Yeah.
about
No, that
Tom.
was him. That was him. So, do you agree that Isak's now better than Haaland?
No.
Contradiction again.
No, it was like a tongue-in-cheek that Lewis might have been right.
Isak, though, is different gravy. Like, the way, even
Yeah.
his offside goal was just like, he spun him, and I know it was offside, but still. And actually, you know Jacob Murphy's finish? Do you know when Isak did the shot, do you know how much curl he got on that shot? Isak's,
It was so good.
when it hit the post.
Yeah.
Murphy's almost missed that shot.
Yeah,
by
I know.
the way.
He's
How
done
much
well to
off
turn
the
it in,
post,
though,
but
It was
he's done
actually
well.
a bad finish.
Yeah.
You think?
Because he's shit.
Do you know what Jacob Murphy is? He's literally like if
He's a
a fan
PRT twat, that's what he
teleported
is.
onto the pitch and is
Yeah.
actually able to play.
got a
He's just a
P-heart.
fan.
Public relations.
He's a bit better than a fan.
No, in terms of he has like you can tell he's just so happy to be there, and I'm
No,
buzzing
that's
for
just,
him.
that's just his general
He is, man.
demeanour, though. He's like that all the time.
Yeah, he's just fucking loving life, man.
Oh,
He's just a
thank
little
you for
fan.
letting me play football.
Arsenal have had 4 domestic defeats this season. 3 of them have been against Newcastle. I hate it.
I did read
5-0 aggregates.
I did read that Newcastle are the only team that could possibly win the domestic treble left.
Is that...
Is that true?
What?
Yeah, because Liverpool are out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What-
I totally
what-
said we were going to do double.
Yeah.
I thought Anthony Gordon played really well again. I
Yeah.
thought the way
Yeah.
both the wingers,
Dan Burn was good.
both the wingers for
Botman was
Newcastle.
good.
were
Newcastle
really,
just
really-
are very good when they
Want
have
to be.
space to attack, though, right? Like in terms
Yeah,
of
we-
going forward, you like cutting teams open on the break. You're pretty.
I agree,
and
yeah.
we
We're-
left
we-
a lot
we're-
of space.
we're bad
in
when
behind.
You
we're
had to
getting-
though, didn't you?
Yeah.
We're bad when we're getting like pressed on the ball. That's when it gets a
No,
bit shaky.
it was definitely one of the maddest games we watched all season in terms of how stretched it was from so early on.
Yeah, immediately.
Because Arsenal went into that game, I feel like, even though it was 0-0 at the time, but they went in with the fact that we are 2-0 down, we have to go for this. It's
Well, yeah,
all
I
or
didn't
nothing.
mind.
But actually, if you think about it,
I didn't mind that at all.
I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was a really
You should have gone
entertaining
1-0.
game. We should have done.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different game.
Martin
yeah,
Odegaard,
isn't it?
and then they go and score 30 seconds later.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game if he finishes that, and he should score that.
You should score that. Like when Havertz missed against City,
Yeah.
that miss from Odegaard is unforgivable.
Yeah.
We
It-
got away
that
with
changed the
Havertz
game.
One, though.
the fact he didn't even hit the target from that distance is shocking.
He's fucking shit.
Oh yeah,
That's-
there's
it's
He
like
can't,
an
finish,
easy-
he can't finish a chance. No, like he's very good, but when it comes to finishing a chance, mate,
contradiction
I
there,
think-
by the way.
He can do lots of
very
things, but
good.
when it comes to actually like striking the ball, he's pretty useless. If I'm honest, he is.
Striking the ball.
I'm starting to get annoyed with him, Odegaard.
starting to.
You've always been his biggest hater.
I'm not. No, it's not. I think he's got loads of talent, but he fucking annoys me so much how little he contributes when you need him. It's annoying to watch.
He was on the ball a lot, wasn't he? But it just never.
That's what I mean. And you keep passing
anything
to him, and then he's overhitting crosses, which like the ability he's got, he shouldn't be overhitting simple crosses or.
Yeah. There was definitely an over-dependence and an over-reliance on him, particularly, because there were opportunities where we could have gone left to like Lewis Skelly. And then it's just like, turn back, play Odegaard.
I think that point over, there was actually, I remember a number of chances where we could have played it to the left-hand side.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why. It was like the trust wasn't there for some reason.
It's almost like, I don't know, maybe...
It was hard to understand.
Weird. And then Jesus Christ, Martinelli.
Well, Martinelli's now out for a month.
Out for a month, isn't he?
So our front three is Trossard, Sterling and Havertz.
No, Wanyeri.
Yeah, I know, but... He probably won't.
At least
he didn't start.
I mean, you were saying Martinelli was faking it.
I think he's still faking. I think he's
out for a month.
I think he's had it for the season. He's like actually like it's because he saw us saying he's faking, so now he's having to really stick to the line.
Right, so he's kind of got a fake scam.
Yeah.
But Arsenal are now relying on Kai Havertz,
who we already were.
Sterling, who is just not the same player.
No.
Been great.
When's Saka back?
He was training in Dubai with us at the moment.
That wasn't against
the original talks when he first got injured were April.
Maybe sooner though, but you can't rush a hamstring injury. I'm just going to redo it.
I do think,
and then we're relying on a 17-year-old who is just
he's class.
He's
but
class, but
it's a lot. There's a lot of pressure.
To put I think your season might be over. If I'm honest.
It's almost like we should have gone out and bought a striker in January.
Yeah. It wouldn't have helped you.
Do you know what's funny as well? The board were apparently saying that. We'll just trust the players that we've got now and then go big in the summer. That trust just hasn't. They've backfired a lot.
Sunk cost there, like, because we're too far back to. Like,
why would you trust Havertz as well? Like, surely at this point you understand.
Because it was quite a lot of money they spent on him, and they have to try and.
How long's Jesus out for?
Get some return.
Fucking hell, I forgot about him.
I mean?
Jesus
he did well when he came back as well.
Yeah.
You do just have a lot of underwhelming players going forward at the minute. I don't know. I'm just underwhelmed with Arsenal.
I feel like it has to be like unless all pieces are there, it doesn't really click properly, does it?
Which is that's a worry.
Yeah, of course.
But with barring like Bukayo Saka and obviously the youngsters coming through, that if you look at Arsenal's attack, and I throw Havertz into the mix there as well. You know how we talk about City's sort of cycle changing over. I feel like our attack has been so the same for so many years. It's become stale. I think you're right there. I think we need to just. This summer, and there has been lots of talk about it, but again, a little too late for this year, right? This season, it's another write-off season probably. Whereas this summer, there has to be a change up.
I
know that's what I said. That's what's the frustrating thing, right? It doesn't have to be that, but it now is that again.
Liverpool aren't some almighty standard you can't get to.
No, I know, but that's what's the frustrating thing, is it? That's what's frustrating,
But
right?
do you not think the narrative changes slightly if Liverpool lose to Everton, maybe lose the next game, and then we're 3 points behind, and then we go, actually, well, maybe we're fine carrying on.
Yeah, it might be, we're 3 points behind, and now Saka's back.
Yeah.
Which, that's a completely different ball game, but I'm telling you now, you won't win a Premier League title with Kai Havertz up front. It's physically not possible.
Could win a Champions League, though, this year.
Oh,
is that serious? You being serious?
We did in the final last time.
Oh yeah, true. True.
I'm not even joking, right?
Do you know what's mad? Right? The Champions League this year is winnable.
Yeah, I know. That's what's crazy. Imagine we walk out the season, won the Champions League.
Madrid aren't at their best. Obviously, City are.
Well,
Liverpool are probably the better than Barcelona, but you're not. You're at the same level as those teams.
And I can't remember who said this.
Don't get me wrong, you won't win it.
Plymouth can beat Liverpool, guys.
I can't remember who said it, but Arsenal definitely suit a cup structure more than a league structure because we're defensively sound first, so you don't concede many goals, especially
I would
European
agree with
ties
you,
away.
The fact we've been knocked out of both.
I know. I was going to say,
no. But we got knocked out in the FA Cup on penalties. Do you see what I mean?
Still knocked out.
I don't know. That's you didn't get the win. I understand what you say, but like in practice, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, but I'm saying over the course of the Champions League, there is entirely a possibility where Arsenal do come away and win the trophy.
I don't see a world where you win the Champions League.
I think that's very wishful thinking. You didn't even score a goal against Newcastle. Never been in the Champions League.
I think you are suited to European football the way, like you said, very defensively solid, and you can keep possession well, but you're not good enough.
I don't think so either. But I'm saying
Ben White's returning.
That is a big one. That's a good.
What happens to our back?
Omen, I
Does
suppose.
Timber left back and then Ben
Timber
White
left,
right
but then
back.
Lewis Skelly.
I'm not so sure about that. You know.
Yeah, I would keep playing Lewis Skelly at left
I
back.
think I would.
And then what? Not play Timber? He's
Yeah.
been great.
Ben or Timber at right wing, mate.
I think Timber. I think Ben White's the better option than Timber.
Or Lewis Skelly in midfield.
Can he play
He
there?
played midfield for England under 18s. I want to say. I could be.
pretty-
I
he's
could
pretty
be. I
versatile
feel
in
like that
terms
is
of,
true,
like-
isn't it?
What's
Lewis
that?
Skelly he's played midfield a lot.
Why are you asking him?
I think
producing,
he's
he's
like in my mind, he's like a Lewis Hall type beat in the
Right.
sense of he's a midfielder that's also been
Okay,
playing
yeah.
at
I mean-
fullback.
Well,
He'll
Arsenal fans
add a bit of
suggesting
bite
he'll-
and energy into midfield,
Yeah.
more than fucking Marino,
Yeah.
because he's rubbish.
You've got to be optimistic about something. We can't just let it all.
Can
You've
you
got Zubimendi
apologise?
coming in the summer.
And Isaac.
Does he even want to come at this?
And Sesko.
It's done, ain't it?
Yeah, it's done, isn't it? Isn't it?
Zubimendi.
Properly over the line?
I think so.
Is that the line? It's happening.
Producer, can you produce?
And we're getting Isaac for 160 million.
No, he's going to go Liverpool, isn't he?
Is he?
Slot wants Kirkes, Isak, and some other.
That doesn't
Liverpool
bring
will
in-
not spend that money.
They cannot spend 116 M's.
They can if they win the Premier League, and then
Real Madrid are
won't.
confident at beating Arsenal.
So that's not done?
yeah, it's not
No.
done. I do think that.
I thought that was done. You're done.
Real Madrid are also confident at getting William Saliba as the most expensive defender of all time.
No, but
I don't know, after that
but
performance, he might have
it's
went down a
different
bit.
between like actually being an Arsenal player.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Whether or
Yeah, it
not
is.
Real Madrid come in and poach.
So, Arsenal out of both cups. Let's imagine it's a trophyless season. How much time do you give Arteta winning no
We could
trophies?
still win the double though.
No, he's saying-
No, the basic
he's
scenario
saying
is how long has Arteta got of winning 0 trophies? So you could say 5 seasons of winning 0 trophies. You can
won
still be
3 trophies.
until you get rid of him.
We won 3 trophies.
Fuck.
FA Cup and 2 Community Shields.
I'm saying from now. How long does he go without winning trophies
I
until
think
he
it
has to
all
go?
depends. This summer is just huge in terms of a rehaul. Like we have to do. Like we just got to sort out that attack.
I think
We
if
have
you
to get,
go
if we
the
don't get
entire
a striker this summer, I'll be having words.
but if you go the entire
Yeah,
next
I
season,
almost think if we don't sign a striker, then he might as well just go
yeah.
because he's clearly not.
Getting backed.
Yeah,
Well-
yeah, and then you have to go again with the same players, and then suddenly
still-
becomes
Tom, I can't-
underwhelming.
I
Yeah.
understand the striker thing's important, but like to
very
not score
important.
a goal across 2 legs against us
No,
is
but-
like it's not like you can say strike
don't-
all you want. That's yous also being shit.
No, I completely understand your point, but also if we say we played you in that double leg, right, and we had Isak up front, we win those games.
But that's
but
you
I
have
hate
better
this
players.
argument.
You have better
No,
players in
I
other
hate that.
positions.
No, but we are.
I've
it
been
is
I've
true,
been hearing
Tom.
that all
picking-
week.
it's such
That is
bullshit.
true, you know it.
Wouldn't everyone be better with Isak?
And also,
Well, yes.
and also
No, but I
you
think
have
that-
better
I think
players
that
across the
point is
pitch.
referring to the fact that if we had just an actual striker playing up
no,
front,
but again, I'm sorry. He chose to spend 60 million on Kai Havertz. It was his signing. So he's not blameless. You can't just go, well, Arteta hasn't got Isak, so how can he win anything?
that's not what we're saying.
No,
Tom.
no,
I think
no,
you're
but-
being. I think you're being a bit exaggerated.
No, I'm not,
like
but
that.
I've
That's
heard
literally-
this-
You,
I've
what
been
you're
hearing
doing,
this
what
all
you're doing
week,
right now,
and it has
what you're
not-
doing right now is putting words into people's mouths.
No.
It's not what we're saying.
I've heard it
You're
all
being a
week.
douchebag right now, Tom.
If you change the players around and Isak was at Arsenal win that game, well, yeah, you could probably say that about most teams Newcastle beat because he's one of the best strikers in the world. Like, it's such a silly debate when Arsenal spent so much money and still your starting striker is Kai Havertz, who he chose to sign when everyone knew it was a shit signing.
Well, when
But
Jesus,
Arteta
when
thought he
Jesus was
better.
fit, when Jesus was fit, he was our starting striker and scoring goals. But once again,
No,
when
he
he
came
was,
back,
Thomas.
yeah, no, when he
Did he
came,
not originally try to sign him as like a
Exactly,
an
a failed
rather-
eight, and then he-
But my point is,
and then he was starting him over Jesus.
yeah, but we got what else? What other option we got?
It's his. You can't just go and spend 60 million on a striker and go, oh, actually, it's because I haven't got a striker.
No, but now
it's
now,
his signing.
But my point is now, what option have they got to play up front?
What I'd say,
It's his fault, though.
what I'd say, Theo, though,
His options are his fault.
it's all well and good saying if we had Isak, we have a better striker in that position, but you have better players across the entire pitch.
Yeah,
like
No, I
you
agree.
can't say if we had a better player across the entire pitch,
by
then
100,000 people all week.
No, you have Saliba, Gabriel.
Because I've heard it all week that if Arsenal had Isak, yeah, and fucking hell, if you had Messi, you'd be better. Like,
how many advantages do you
Ranieri.
need? You know what I mean? How many advantages do you need? You have Declan Rice, who you swear is better than Tonali. You have Gabriel Saliba, best partnership in Premier League. Like, do you need
Raya.
Like
But we've also
Raya,
admit- I don't
investment
understand
across
what
the
you're talking about,
pitch?
'cause we've also admitted that was our worst performance the entire season.
No, this is the thing. So, like, this is why I'm like, you can't keep blaming on the
So I don't
striker when
understand what
now,
you're arguing about.
like most positions, use are better than us and have better depth
know
than
what
us.
you-
So
I don't know what we're talking about.
what
right
I'm
here.
saying
not-
is like
but
when
I'm
they're
not
saying if we had Isak, yeah, you don't have Isak. that's one position we're better than you in.
It's
but
a
like
pretty
in all the others,
important
you are better
position, though,
players.
isn't it?
I don't,
No, but it's the lack of... Not having Isak isn't the reason Erdegaard misses a massive chance.
No,
No,
but we're not
of course
saying that's not what we're saying.
The first leg, if we didn't have Havertz, would be 2-2 or 3-2. Or...
Exactly. Yeah, but who signed him?
No, I completely agree. That's what I'm saying. Like in the summer, if we don't get a striker, then
Facts out.
and not only should
And it'd be
and not only is there pressure on Arteta because he's A, not been backed, but B, he should not walk, but like
No.
he's. Do you know what I mean?
But you also
Like,
have to,
we don't have someone
not
to
sure-
fill an obvious gap. What are we still doing as a football club?
I'm not sure if you were in the meetings or not over January, but like you have to ask the question of what was happening in these meetings
I
about
think
the
maybe
striker.
it might have been a case of we don't want to get...
Second best. We want the best.
Yeah,
No,
I think maybe their priority is
or price
probably
hike.
Isak. Or do we want to spend 80 million on Ollie Watkins? Probably not.
Well, there you
Even
go.
though Ollie Watkins would improve Arsenal as a business, that's probably not a clever business move, is it? Like
Don't get
That was
Isak in
not.
summer.
it's so, but
That's what. Then,
and
so, I mean,
also
there's
Arsenal
catch-22s
don't want to
all
be.
around
Yeah,
here.
they don't want to be desperate.
There's catch-22s
And
everywhere.
they might not look. They may. Isak may be the priority. I don't know. He's probably in the meeting, so he probably knows.
I am. don't worry.
But then again, they might not want to go and spend 150 million on a player who, don't get me wrong, he's brilliant, but is he 150 million
Yeah,
worth?
he
Like,
is.
Is he though?
Yeah.
I worry if you're
I think he
banking
is.
on getting Isak
don't
and you
know.
fall short on that, then what do you do? Like,
We
is
actually
there
don't know.
needs to be a
We've
plan
never
B?
seen Isak in a top club. We don't actually know. I'm not even taking the piss. We've never seen him be the main man for a top club. We don't know if he can deliver that.
I think he can.
Well,
I don't. I think he can.
He's currently
you're-
not doing that, no?
But are you in the
Wait,
upper
top
echelons
But
of
Tom, if you look at world
You're
football,
not
right,
world football?
You're
We
not
spanked
the
you.
seventh biggest club in England.
Tom,
What
if
you
you look at world football right now, right, and I know
Silly.
maybe he was an international player, for an £100 million at Declan Rice, you could say about West Ham. Was he doing it at top club? He did it in Europe. But do you know what I mean? So
you're
there are
confusing my
risks.
point. I think Isak can do it, but his record for Sweden isn't that good, you know. So it's all right when things are going well. How many goals did Solanke score at Bournemouth, and he's not quite doing it?
Do
I think it's different where,
do you
like,
mean
Isak
under the
clearly has
pressure
the
and
skill set.
scrutiny of being at the
He's doing it
Playing
against
for-
the best defenders in the world. as well,
I
do you know what
completely
I mean?
agree, but we've seen players do that before. We can't make that step up when they go to a bigger club.
Yeah.
It's a lot different being the main man at Newcastle than the main man at Arsenal.
No, I feel like you look
I
at
completely
if you
get
look
you.
at the skill set that he has as a player,
Yeah, I
I feel
think
like
he's
it's
different,
like Solanke. Like it
You
doesn't have.
that's not my point.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that in itself
believe
shows
he can.
that.
I believe he can do it, but I'm saying as a business, as Arsenal, for a player who's not proven at the very best clubs, doing it for the biggest best clubs, it's still a risk to fork out one of the biggest transfer fees ever for a player who's only done it for Newcastle at the minute.
He won't even want to sign for them anyways. He'll go to Liverpool if it's anyone.
Well, yeah, maybe no, but I'm just saying.
I don't think you would.
And also may look
But
at it.
that doesn't contribute to the debate, Lou, just by saying that he's not going to
Well,
go
we
to the
need
club
to- we need
anyway.
to
He's trying to
reframe
raise a
talking
point that it's a bit of a risk for Arsenal. Maybe he's not going to suit it
a very
properly.
high
And
risk
then
for
you
that
just turn
amount of
around and
money.
gone, well, he's going to go to Liverpool.
Well,
anyway,
no,
so
what I'm
fucking
saying, we're
matter.
talking
It's all
about. We may as well
hypothetical,
talk
man.
about like
You must stay
Messi
at
signing for
Newcastle.
Arsenal at this point.
probably
Like,
He'll stay at Newcastle.
he's not.
Yeah, probably. Especially if they get top four. Like.
And he wants the number 9, right? That interview.
He'll
that
get
was
that.
like,
He's going to stay. I actually really think he's going to stay. Bruno's
think
going to
he'll
sign a
stay.
new contract again.
Is
That's his
Eucharist the
second
answer
contract
then?
this year.
I don't know.
Again, is it a risk? Because he's
I'm not so sure with him. Like, Sesko's
they're all
definitely not.
risky. Like,
Sesko's
who's
not that, I don't
actually
think.
properly proven that?
But
would
my
fit
point
the mold?
is-
Harry Kane might come to Arsenal.
Jesus, you're as a
Yes,
club,
might.
you might know you won't. As a club, you might go instead of 150 million for Isak, we could get 2 players for that. Take a risk on Eucharist for 70, and then get another player for 70. Like, see, that's a lot of money for Isak. If they're talking 150 million.
It is.
I don't think he's worth that. If I'm
Depends
honest,
how much
but-
we want it though.
Yeah, and is only Isak the answer? I'm not so sure. You were still poor. You
But if
didn't create that much against Newcastle. That's not.
No, I know. You say that right. but-
Isak can't create and then finish his own chances.
No, I know, but then
Well, I
also
can't according to-
you look.
You
but
can't.
football is very fickle in terms of like 1 minute's this, 1 minute's that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The week before we were talking about how fucking good we were and how many chances we created
I
against
know,
beating
but you were
Manchester
playing
City.
a poor
No,
team. weren't you?
Stayed humble.
Okay, they're a poor team, right? But they're still Manchester fucking City.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
I
a poor
know.
team.
They almost lost to
But yeah,
fucking
they-
Leighton Orient.
Oh,
What do you mean? What do you mean? They did.
We've done this with players in the past, and we've gone, oh my God, Solanke's going to solve the Spurs problem, and now they're sitting in 16th.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying
Struggle
about
with
Isak.
injuries
You
as
never
well.
know. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a big outlay of
Yeah.
money for someone.
Nothing
who,
in football's guaranteed
Exactly,
either.
yeah.
You can't be like,
It's
oh,
not like you. I don't know. Just think of an
It's a
example.
frustrating time to be an Arsenal fan because there's a lot of.
It wouldn't be like signing Salah. Salah's a guarantee, isn't
Yeah.
he? Obviously, there's not many guarantees, but Salah in his prime, say Salah 2-3 years ago would probably cost about 150 million, yeah? But you know that's a guarantee.
Well, Harry Kane for Bayern Munich
Yeah, it's a guarantee, isn't it? He scored at the top level for big, like the bit
for a long
biggest
time.
teams for a long. Isak's done it for a year and a half at Newcastle.
But you say that there's been so many cases. Well, look at Hazard when he signed for Real Madrid. You thought that would be a guarantee.
That was injuries, though, wasn't it?
No,
That
I know,
injuries.
but that's still part of football,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah,
absolutely part of football.
Yeah. I personally think 150 million would be
It's a risk.
a crazy.
No, it is a risk, but also
That's his market value.
anything
now,
with
isn't it,
risk
really,
involves
unfortunately.
high risk, high reward, or high risk. Fate.
I don't think only Isak's your answer. Though. I think there's multiple issues at Arsenal. I think
it's our defence has, especially with the kind of Ben White and whatnot. I think maybe we need cover for left back, unless Timber can play. But I think
or just
defensively,
stop
No, we
telling.
don't.
Stop. Yeah, you're right.
Calafiori,
Yeah, you're
Calafiori,
fine.
how many more do you
want?
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Well,
literally paid 50 mil
defensively
for
we're
one.
pretty solid.
I think
The
defending. Yeah, you're fine.
midfield
At the back.
the first choice midfield
We need a left winger and we need a
is
striker.
good.
That's
Probably
what we
well,
need.
Zubimendi would be.
If you get Zubimendi,
Quality.
yeah, but
That's
if,
a bit
if he's
thing.
going Real Madrid,
It's the
then
attack.
I'd look at him another midfielder,
Yeah, it's
a midfielder, a winger, and a striker. But again,
A left winger.
this far into Arteta, this is Lewis's point of how far do you give him? Like this far into his reign, when you've been challenging for the league title now for 2 years, and you're still saying we need 3 big players, 3 starters. That's poor. That with the amount of money he spent.
the
That's,
forward line's just very disjointed unless Saka plays, in which case everything just goes through him anyway.
and I do think it's relative in that you not winning a trophy this year doesn't mean Arteta should be sacked.
No, I
because
agree.
You might lose the title by a point,
Yeah.
and you might get to the final of the Champions League, but if you get knocked out of the Champions League pretty early, right? You're already out the League Cup, you already had the League and FA Cup.
It is a bit of Groundhog Day where you
We
go,
think
well, we'll
you-
concentrate
we
We've
one
got to
think
have
you
a
might-
Champions League run. We have to.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Champions League run and you don't even challenge Liverpool title, he'll be under pressure in the summer. He's got to be.
No, I agree. I actually do agree with you there, Thomas.
But then I don't know who the answer would be.
Exactly.
But
That's
there's no one
the
else
problem.
out there. You just have to.
I do think Arteta's a good manager, so I am contradicting myself, but
It's a
I think
frustrating
everyone
time.
agrees
it's
with
becoming
that.
too. Maybe he's not the man to get you over the line because sometimes you just have to look at the proof in the pudding and go, he doesn't get you over the line, does he? At the minute,
It's like Southgate.
So close though.
In a
he
same
is
vein
kind of
of
like.
form.
We are so
Southgate.
there. That's what's the
But
frustrating
are you
thing.
that you're telling me you need 3 players?
Maybe 3 players is what the level of football's become now for those extra margins.
Liverpool didn't sign 1 player and slots come in and they're pissing the league.
Yeah, and they also didn't get anyone all in January.
Maybe we need more Spanish players.
I think there's a lot.
Slots got the Dutch players playing amazing.
I understand that,
Right.
that Arteta is loved by the Arsenal fans because of what he's done and how he's changed the culture at the club and he's improved, yes. But sometimes you have to let your heart
Yeah,
go.
it's Garratt
I think-
treatment.
You're gonna make me
Southgate
cry, man.
treatment. It's exactly the
cry.
same.
Well, I
It's
don't
back
let
to
him go.
back, internationally and club football.
Yeah.
We've been suffering the same fate.
Yeah.
But there are hopes. There is a new hope.
You can go
Nick
and get.
Skywalker.
There is a new hope.
You can come get Mowbray off us if you want.
Wanieri, Lewis Skelly.